There she was. A 1955 Mercedes-Benz 300 SL Gullwing. Well, at least that's what the paperwork said. To the untrained eye it looked more like a crime scene where metal went to die. Rust had claimed every inch. The once proud silver paint was now a patchwork of oxidation. And the interior smelled like a mix of mildew and regret. But I saw potential. Or maybe I was just blinded by nostalgia and a questionable eBay bid. Either way, this was happening. See, my grandpa used to talk about this car like it was the holy grail of automotive engineering. A machine with soul, he'd say, like a mechanical symphony on four wheels. So when I stumbled across this neglected beauty, I had no choice. It was fate, or more accurately, a moment of financial irresponsibility. Step 1. Disassembly. You ever take apart a watch and forget how to put it back together? Now imagine that, but German engineering and twice as many screws. Every bolt I removed felt like a tiny test of patience, and let's just say the rust wasn't exactly cooperative. WD-40 and I became best friends. Once we stripped it down, the real work began. The frame needed reinforcement, the engine, oh boy, the engine was a seized-up relic, and the wiring looked like a rat's dinner. Replacing parts was like hunting treasure. Sourcing original components took months, and my wallet cried real tears. But piece by piece, she started coming back to life. There were moments I questioned my sanity, like when I spent 3 hours reinstalling a part only to realize it was upside down, or when I found a helpful diagram in German and suddenly regretted not paying attention in high school language class. And then, it happened. The moment of truth. After months of sweat, frustration, and more coffee than I care to admit, I turned the key. At first, silence. My heart stopped. Then, a cough, a shudder, and finally, the deep, throaty growl of a 3.0-liter straight six waking up from a decades-long nap. I may or may not have shed a tear. The first drive? Pure magic. The wind rushing through the open windows, the scent of fresh leather, the low, satisfying hum of the engine. It was everything I imagined and more. Every bump in the road felt like a victory lap. This wasn't just a car, it was a time capsule, a piece of history reborn. Looking at that gleaming silver body, now polished and proud, I realized restoring her wasn't just about the car. It was about patience, persistence, and proving to myself that sometimes the rustiest dreams are worth restoring. So, if you ever find yourself staring at a heap of metal and wondering if it's worth the trouble, just remember, beneath the rust, there's always a story waiting to be told. And sometimes that story is written one stubborn bolt at a time.